Welcome to the 1 Minute Apologist. 1 Minute Apologist. If you had 1 minute to be able to unpack for the audience, we interview the world's leading apologists to provide credible answers to curious questions. Has archaeology disproven the Bible?
That's a great question, Bobby. It's interesting because in the history of archaeology, there was an episode back in the 1930s. In the 1930s, there was an archaeologist by the name of John Garstang, and Garstang was excavating in Jericho, which people know Jericho was the place where Joshua, of course, in the book of Joshua, marched around the walls of Jericho, and the walls came tumbling down. Well, when John Garstang was excavating in Jericho in the 1930s, Garstang believed that he found the destruction of Jericho. The walls were actually falling outside the city walls. They were falling down the city walls. And most people accepted that as a valid explanation. But then in the 1950s, archaeology was undergoing a lot of change, and there was another archaeologist that came in, and her name was Kathleen Kenyon. She was a British archaeologist, and she came in and said that Garstang was actually, his interpretation of Jericho was incorrect, and that she reinterpreted the time frame of and said that the destruction couldn't have happened. So it looked like that archaeology disproved the Bible in the 1950s. Well, now we've come full circle, and now there's a new group of scholars that are coming and saying that actually Kathleen Kenyon was incorrect in her methodology and that Garstang was correct. So here's an example of where archaeology seemingly disproved the Bible, but we see scholars re-looking at the evidence and discovering that no, archaeology actually did confirm the biblical text. Now, of course, that's not what they want to do, but it actually does do that, and it can do that. It can affirm the historical validity of the text.
A good case in point of why it's important for Christians to hold fast to the Scriptures always, and not be moved around by the shifting sands of some of the discoveries of our time.
Absolutely. Archaeology is always being revised, but I would say that as time goes forward, archaeology will more and more confirm what the biblical text says is true.
Thanks, Ted.
You're welcome. Thank you.